The Sharks of the Mangrove Forests. Chapter 1. A Treasure from the Attic. Written by Yana Rainahova. Read by Venkat. Mother, what is in the attic? Questioned the curious 12-year-old Anna. It is your aunty Sheena's old books and belongings stored up there, answered mother. Anna had never met her aunty Sheena. Sheena had passed away before Anna was born. But Anna had heard that aunty Sheena was a scientist who had specialized in working with sharks. I have always wanted to know about aunty Sheena. Maybe I can go up into the attic and see what I can find, Anna thought to herself. Mother, I'm going up into the attic, said Anna. Be careful and don't fall down, Mother called loudly from the kitchen. Anna started climbing up the ladder to the attic. The attic was a bit dusty and there were cobwebs in all the corners. It had been a long time since anyone had climbed up the attic. On one side, there was a big shelf filled with big and bulky books, and in front of the shelf was a big wooden chest. Wow! What are all these books about? Anna exclaimed to herself as she dusted off the books. There were numerous books about sharks, mangrove forests, various countries, philosophy, and one book by the Dalai Lama. Aunty Sheena must have been pretty clever if she had read all of these, Anna thought to herself. Now, I wonder what is inside this big wooden chest, she thought to herself as she tried to lift up the heavy lid. It opened with a creak. There were a curious collection of old toys, clothes, some photographs of the seaside, a snorkel, and an old battered notebook. After looking at all the photographs, Anna opened the notebook. She could see that many pages were missing. Some of the pages were either torn or the ink had faded away, making them illegible to read. It was all in aunty Sheena's handwriting. Few pages in the middle of the book are clear enough to read, Anna said to herself as she sat down and started to read it. The first paragraph began like this. Day and weather. Today, as usual in the Bahamas, is a hot and sunny day. There is a perfect blue sky and the fresh breeze is gently stirring the surface of the sea. Activity. Watching baby sharks and relaxing. Associates. The 12-year-old curious little Chris, a local Bahamian boy who I have befriended. Where? In a small boat in the calm blue sea around the eastern part of the Bahamian island. Chris was looking outside the boat into the sea. Are you really going to show me sharks today? He asked. I'm not sure, but let us try to find some, okay? I said. Okay, Chris nodded his head. The water was shallow enough and so very clear that we could see the bottom of the ocean floor. It was almost an hour before we were lucky enough to see some movement in the water. Sheena! Shouted Chris. Look to your right, there's a shark! He said. Yeah, you are right. Wow, You have a great eye, Chris, I said. When I saw it clearly, I could see that it was a lemon shark. Considering the size, I would say it's a pregnant female, I said. Really? Is it going to deliver baby sharks? Asked Chris with intense surprise. I smiled and slowed the boat's engine so that we did not disturb the shark. The shark was cruising around following us before moving gloriously towards the shore where a lot of mangrove trees were growing. As a marine biologist, I understand that this lemon shark is searching for a suitable shelter to give birth to her babies. The shallow warm waters and the shade offered by the mangrove trees provide an excellent shelter. As we observed the lemon shark, it started to deliver 2 baby lemon sharks. The little one seemed very adorable. It was a wonderful sight. Wow! This is amazing! Exclaimed Chris. Yes, it certainly is, Chris, I said. Sheena, why are these sharks called lemon sharks? Why are they named after a fruit? Chris asked, laughing. Look at the baby sharks, Chris. Do you see how they look very yellow in color? Similar to a lemon. That is the reason for calling them lemon sharks. Do you understand them now? I asked. Ah, okay. Chris agreed and was seemingly amused by that information. He smiled at me and asked, just like the lemon sharks, are there any apple sharks or mango sharks? No. There are no apple or mango sharks, I said. If so, then what other types of sharks are there? Chris asked. Well, there are many types of sharks. Among them are the hammerhead sharks, tiger sharks, the Caribbean reef sharks, the great white sharks, the zebra sharks, and the bull sharks. I said, wow, there are a huge variety of sharks. Why are they given these names? Chris asked. Okay, let me explain you the reasons, Chris, I said. The hammerhead shark's head is in the shape of a hammer. The tiger sharks have glamorous stripes on their body, like a tiger. The flat-nosed bull shark is very broad, strong, and has an unpredictable and aggressive behavior, like a bull. The Caribbean reef sharks are common in the Bahamas. They are found along the reefs of Central and South America. Zebra sharks have very beautiful patterns on their bodies. The great white shark have a white belly. They grow very big and are the most dangerous, I concluded. Chris was very enthusiastic about sharks and the habitats they live in, and I couldn't hide my joy in having such a great companion. Chris was still watching the 2 baby lemon sharks swimming in the shallow waters until they both disappeared into the dense prop roots of the red mangroves. These mangrove trees are a fantastic shelter for these young fellows, I mentioned to Chris. These mangrove trees are very important for the coastal environment and its ecosystem. Do you want to know more about them? I asked. Chris said yes enthusiastically. Anna was very interested in reading Auntie Sheena's notebook in the attic. Anna! What are you still doing up there in the attic? Interrupted her mother's voice. Come down! Your father is here and it's time for dinner, Mother said. Anna wanted to continue reading the notebook. She took it down with her and put it in her bedroom. In a few minutes, the dinner was served. The meal was delicious, but Anna's thoughts were all clouded about Auntie Sheena, Chris, and the sharks.